Dubai is under attack again. But this time, the situation is far more dangerous because a nuclear power plant was reportedly targeted. And that is exactly why the UAE is calling this a terrorist attack and warning that it has every right to respond. But here's where things get complicated. Iran has denied any involvement and says it had nothing to do with the strike. So if Iran wasn't behind this attack, then who was? And more importantly, who benefits from pushing the Middle East even closer to a massive regional war? Stay till the end, because this story is far bigger than it looks on the surface. Yesterday morning, according to regional reports, 3 drones entered UAE airspace. 2 of them were intercepted and destroyed before reaching their targets. But the 3rd drone reportedly managed to break through defenses and crashed near an electrical generator located on the outer perimeter of the Barakah Nuclear Power Facility. The impact immediately raised alarms. Reports claimed that one of the reactor units had to temporarily switch to emergency diesel generators in order to maintain stable operations. UAE authorities later confirmed there was no radiation leak and no casualties were reported, which prevented the situation from becoming a complete disaster. But even without casualties, this incident changes everything. Because Barakah is not just another power station. It is the first operational nuclear power plant in the entire Arabian Peninsula. Any attack connected to a nuclear facility instantly becomes a global concern because the consequences of even a small mistake could spiral out of control. And that's why the reaction from the UAE was immediate and aggressive. Officials reportedly described the incident as a terrorist attack and signaled that the country reserves the right to retaliate. Soon after, UAE representatives reportedly contacted International Atomic Energy Agency Director General Rafael Grossi and warned that the region had entered extremely dangerous territory. The IAEA itself urged maximum restraint around nuclear facilities. In other words, the international community understands exactly how risky this situation has become. Because once military conflict starts moving near nuclear infrastructure, the stakes become completely different. Soon after the attack, the UAE openly blamed Iran and Iran-backed proxy groups for the strike near the Barakah nuclear facility, calling it a dangerous escalation and warning that the country has every right to respond. But Tehran quickly denied the accusations and claimed it had nothing to do with the operation. So now the Middle East is stuck between 2 explosive possibilities. Either Iran really carried out a strike near a nuclear site, or somebody wants the entire world to believe that Iran did. And honestly, this is where the story becomes far more complicated than a simple headline. Iran has a long history of publicly taking responsibility for operations it actually conducts. Whether it was attacks involving U.S. forces, regional proxy operations, or direct missile launches toward Israel, Iran has often been willing to openly signal its involvement instead of hiding it. So many analysts are asking an uncomfortable question right now. If Iran truly carried out an attack near a nuclear facility inside the UAE, would it really stay silent about it? Or is someone else trying to make sure Iran gets blamed no matter what happens in the region? Because think about the timing carefully. The Middle East is already under enormous pressure. Tensions are rising across multiple fronts. Every new incident increases the possibility of retaliation, counter-retaliation, and eventually a much larger regional war. A strike connected to a nuclear facility almost guarantees panic, outrage, and demands for escalation. And that leads to another difficult conversation many people are having online. When civilians die in airstrikes, schools are damaged or residential areas are bombed, those incidents are often described using words like military operation, strategic response, or collateral damage. But the moment a drone strike happens near a nuclear site, suddenly the word terrorism dominates every headline. So people naturally begin asking, where exactly is the line? Who decides what qualifies as terrorism and what gets labeled as military strategy? Now, to be absolutely clear, any attack involving nuclear infrastructure is extremely dangerous and should never happen under any circumstances. Nuclear facilities are not ordinary targets. Even limited damage to cooling systems, electrical systems, or reactor safety infrastructure could trigger catastrophic consequences for millions of people. If radiation were ever released into the atmosphere, the damage would not stay limited to one city or even one country. Radioactive contamination can spread through air currents, water systems, agriculture, and food supplies across huge distances. Entire regions could suffer long-term environmental destruction and public health crises for decades. The world has already witnessed how devastating nuclear disasters can become. The Chernobyl disaster contaminated massive areas of Europe and left long-term health consequences that are still discussed today. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster forced evacuations, contaminated land and water, and became one of the most expensive disasters in modern history. And those disasters were not caused by war. Now, imagine what could happen if an active conflict directly targets nuclear infrastructure on purpose. That is exactly why international organizations constantly warn governments and military groups to keep nuclear sites completely outside the battlefield. Once a nuclear crisis begins, controlling it becomes incredibly difficult. For now, the situation remains extremely tense. The UAE says a response is possible. Iran says it had nothing to do with the attack. And somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, there may already be forces benefiting from keeping the conflict alive and making sure peace never returns to the region. So what do you think is really happening here? Was this a direct warning to the UAE? A proxy operation? Or could another actor be trying to drag the region into a much larger war? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next major geopolitical update.